The Hurricane Heist. 1991, Alabama is being hit by Hurricane Andrew. Niles Rutledge, Stuart McQuarrie, is trying to get away with his sons Will, Leonardo Dickens, and Breeze, Patrick McAuley. Will blames Breeze for them getting into this because Breeze was playing with a kite. Their truck runs into a small ditch as Niles tries to avoid a flying tree. He brings the boys into a nearby unoccupied house while he tries to get the truck out. The winds become so strong that it knocks over a water tower that rolls and crushes Niles as the boys watch. The house then breaks apart, but the boys survive, and Will sees a skull forming in the clouds. Present day, Tropical Storm Tammy is strengthening through the Gulf of Mexico to become a full-fledged hurricane as it prepares to head toward the town of Gulfport. Will, now played by Toby Kebbell, is now a meteorologist, and he is being sent by his superiors to Alabama to get drones up in the sky. Will knows how strong the storm will be and thinks everyone is underestimating it. Treasury agents Casey Corbin, Maggie Grace, and Connor Perkins, Ralph Ineson, are stuck in traffic on the way back to the Treasury building. Casey leads the trucks by cutting through the road and driving through a tobacco crop. As they head there, three criminals, brothers Clement, Jamie Andrew Cutler, and Xander, Jimmy Walker, plus jockey, Moyo Akant, are installing something to a tower as they see the trucks driving by. Casey is being forced to handle the old money that is heading to the shredder after an incident in Utah that left someone dead, which she feels responsible for. Meanwhile, her co-worker and friend Randy Moreno, Christian Contreras, brings in tech specialists Frears, Ed Birch, and Sasha, Melissa Bolona, to handle a tech issue. The generator then goes out, so Moreno has Casey go out to find Breeze, now played by Ryan Kwanten, who is able to fix it. Will prepares to leave town, but then turns around to go look for Breeze, who is a former Marine that now has a repair shop. The brothers' relationship is still strained because of their father's death. It's also implied Breeze is an alcoholic. Will convinces Breeze to help him board up the windows to his place. Clement and Xander pull up to the gates of the Treasury building before they and a bunch of other guys from their crew start to fire upon the guards and burst in. Moreno tries to handle things, but Frears and Sasha are part of the crew, as is Perkins, who is an inside man that is leading this operation. Frears and Sasha are hackers who messed with the building's shredder so that up to $600 million would pile up, which is what the crew plans to steal. Unfortunately for them, the codes to the safe containing the money has been changed, and only Casey knows the new code. Perkins sends his goons out there to find her, while they end up taking the rest of the workers hostage. Casey finds the Rutledge brothers and asks Breeze to go back with her to fix the generator. When they return, Casey notices something isn't right. She is confronted by gunmen, but Breeze manages to save her. However, Sasha activates the security beams that prevent them from escaping. The villains take Breeze while Casey runs. Will happens to be driving by in his armored car and sees Casey exchanging gunfire with the villains. He brings her inside his car and they drive away to get help and rescue Breeze, who is now being forced to fix the generator. Will and Casey arrive at the sheriff's office to talk to Sheriff Dixon, Ben Cross, who recognizes Will from a young age. It turns out that Dixon is in on the scheme as well. He contacts Perkins, which lets Casey know he's running things. Casey manages to get her gun and help Will get out of there. Dixon and Xander chase after them through the streets as the rain is coming down hard. Will stops the vehicle and plants it to the ground, causing the villains to crash into it and tumble away. Casey goes over to their car and steals their guns. The two drive by the tower that the crooks bugged. They plan to take it down even though there are Category 4 winds blowing. Will goes up the tower to bring it down, but he starts to get blown away while managing to hang onto a wire. Perkins drives by the scene and notices them. He tries to go after them with Jockey and another goon, but Jockey ends up driving into a gas station where she dies in an explosion. Dixon and Xander also show up to make trouble. Will manages to hook the tower to his car, and Casey starts to pull so it can come down, just as the crooks nearly have the codes they need to unlock the safe. Perkins, Dixon, and the other goons start to shoot at Will and Casey as they try to unhook themselves. They succeed and get out of there. Breeze attempts to break the hostages free, only for Frears to turn on the electrical current on the gate to prevent him from doing so. Perkins returns to the building to inform Clement that Xander didn't make it. Dixon and his squad of corrupt cops show up with his intention to try and take over the operation. Perkins disagrees and shoots Dixon dead before prompting the other corrupt cops to join him so that they can live and keep some money. Will and Casey hide out in the only mall in town. He is upset with her because she won't give up the codes so easily because he thinks she is just trying to get her old job back, but she is trying to use it as leverage because otherwise the villains will kill off hostages if she lets them get the money. Casey contacts Perkins to let him know where they are after they let her and will speak to Moreno and Breeze. Perkins sends some goons to the mall to find them. Once the bad cops come in with Breeze, Will and Casey hold themselves onto a wire as they shoot at the skylight, causing the goons to get sucked out into the storm. Breeze manages to hold onto something, but he loses Will and Casey. Will and Casey hide out near a greenhouse. She suggests that they use Will's car as a bomb with fertilizer and ammonia. Although reluctant, Will agrees to it. Soon, more villains come looking for them. Will detonates the bomb in the greenhouse and unleashes a flood that wipes out the villains, but Will and Casey manage to survive it. Clement also survives it and is found by Perkins, and they find Casey and take her with them. Breeze then shows up on his boat to save Will. Casey is brought back to the Treasury building where she watches Perkins shoot Moreno dead after all the trouble she caused them. Casey is forced to give up the codes, allowing the villains to take the whole $600 million and stash them separately in 3 semi-trailer trucks. Will and Breeze go back to Breeze's place to get some guns. They know that the thieves are heading toward the eye of the storm, so they proceed to head there to get Casey and stop them. On the trip there, Will apologizes to Breeze for blaming him for their father's death. The brothers catch up to the trucks as they get away from the storm. Casey is in a truck with Clement and another goon. Casey fights Clement, who shoots the driver. She manages to shoot Clement and have him thrown out of the truck. Will and Breeze hijack another truck driven by Frears and Sasha after shooting Frears in the arm. Breeze and Casey manage to pin Perkins' truck and cause him to slow down as the storm catches up to them. The trailer of his truck opens, releasing all the money. The trailer then breaks off and flies upward before coming down on Perkins' truck, crushing him and blowing it up. Breeze hops onto the other truck with Will and Casey. He tries to save Frears and Sasha, but the storm pulls their truck into the sky. Will, Casey, and Breeze manage to drive to a safer area. Casey suggests driving to Mexico with the $200 million they have with them, but she's just joking.